frantic call from your mother or some other relative claiming they just spoke to you and transferred the life savings based on your urgent call, except you never made that call. Especially in the context of scams where deepfakes are leveraged to impersonate individuals convincingly. So this has sparked concerns over privacy, security, and even a darker future if these technologies are not properly regulated.
Of corporate espionage, where scammers impersonate executives to gain sensitive information. So that's how they use.
So if this is not regulated or countered effectively, deepfake technology could lead to a dystopian future, right?
If you are getting audio deepfake, right? So if you hear it thoroughly with carefully, then you will be able to catch it. And
good evening, tech enthusiasts. Welcome to another episode of Tech Samvad. Imagine waking up one morning to find a video of yourself online and saying things that you never said, doing things you never did. Or picture getting a frantic call from your mother or some other relative claiming they just spoke to you and transferred the life savings based on your urgent call, except you never made that call. What if something like, what if everything you see and hear online could be a lie? So deepfake AI scams are making this a reality, where criminals can impersonate your voice, your face, or anyone with frightening accuracy. Now, if we don't act now, a digital world might come and become a place where nothing is trusted. Are you prepared for what's coming? It's exploding. We are diving into the dark world of fake AI scams today. And what we have uncovered will shock you. Did you know that these scams have surged by a mind-boggling 900% in just the past year? So the rise of deepfake technology presents a growing threat in this digital age. So while originally created for entertainment and film industry, actually like the media generated using artificial intelligence to simulate someone's likeness or voice are now being used for malicious purposes. So friends, like the potential for exploitation is very vast, especially in the context of scams where deepfakes are leveraged to impersonate individuals convincingly. So this has sparked concerns over privacy, security, and even a darker future if these technologies are not properly regulated. I am Pramesh, and with me is the ever enthusiastic and insightful Shalin with.
hello, Ramesh. I have been diving deep into the world of artificial intelligence powered scams, basically. And I have to say, it is both fascinating and terrifying, both. So, when that 900% data is just you mentioned, it's true. So, basically, it's staggering, right? So I knew these technologies were advancing, but I had no idea the growth in the scams was so explosive. So, and deepfakes refer to the synthetic media. Let's understand what deepfake is, right? So, deepfakes refer to synthetic media where AI models analyze and replicate a person's face, voice, or actions.
And you know, like Shalin, like I used to think that this is not possible. Like people used to say that this is happening, but I was saying, oh no, that's not possible. But I heard and saw like myself, and that was frightening actually.
It happens. It happens a lot. And how it happens, right? We need to understand. So by feeding, to get this done, right, deepfake, you need to feed the algorithm vast amount of data, real data, such as your video clips, your voice recording, and images. And these models can create highly convincing fake content. And this technology can mimic a person's exact mannerism or speech pattern, making it increasingly difficult to differentiate between what is real and what is fake. So it is happening a lot.
Yeah, I bet it is. And I don't know if many people have seen, there is a video in YouTube where Shashi Tharoor is actually like was invited by a AI company, and they created a like a robo just like him. And he's actually, both of them are interacting, and you cannot actually distinguish which is the real one and which is the fake one. See the video. I will suggest my friends to watch that video. I was like, it is very difficult to actually say because like they are so like similar, and they're talking, the mannerisms, everything is same. So it was very difficult. So this implications for individual security are also very alarming, friends. So if scammers can convincingly replicate a person's voice or face, they can easily gain access to personal data, like steal identities or defraud families and businesses. So, for instance, like AI-generated deepfakes could trick someone's bank into believing the fake individual is real, gaining gaining unauthorized access to bank accounts. Imagine getting a call that sounds like your boss asking for sensitive data, or a relatively urgent, like a relative asking for urgent financial help, only for it to be a scam. So, voice assistants and biometrics are also at like huge risk here. So many systems use voice recognition for verification. Deepfakes could undermine these security protocols, rendering them like vulnerable to exploitation. So we are in a real threat situation, and people are not taking this seriously.
Yeah, Ramesh, and then question comes, right? What caught your attention specifically? So it is the rise of deepfakes and voice cloning technology, and the threat perception is what I'm more worried about. So that's
Exactly.
the more question.
I know these technologies were advancing, and you are right. Like we have a dark future for sure, but deepfake scams are really evolving, Shalin. Like criminals have found ways to exploit this technology to deceive individuals and even businesses, for that matter, and even governments are not. They have not left the governments also. So now some common deepfake scams include like voice phishing, which is called wishing, and scammers use AI generated voices to impersonate CEOs or high level executives, tricking employees into wiring funds or sharing sensitive data. And then there is social engineering attacks by using fake videos or audios of trusted peoples like friends, family, or even colleagues. And scammers manipulate their victims like, into compromising situations or financial losses. And then, of
Hmm.
course, we have the big political misinformation which happens. These deepfakes can create false speeches or acts by public figures, undermining trust in government and inciting unrest. You remember what happened in the Lok Sabha scam, like Lok Sabha election, when Amit Shah's voice was used to create something which he never said. So this is going to rise further, I think, for sure. And then we have the financial fraud, like AI generated voices or videos can be used to access secure banking accounts or commit other financial crimes by impersonating an authorized person. So, Shalin, this is a very dark future I'm seeing, and governments and individuals are not putting their mind together to actually have some regulation on this. And that is the worrying part for.
Yeah, it's truly mind-boggling, Pramod. And what even more concerning here is how sophisticated these scams have become, right? And we are not just talking about poorly edited videos anymore. I mean, these have a very broader implication actually. But one aspect I want to highlight here, when I clearly remember when Modi ji, when he was meeting with I think Bill Gates, then he was discussing the negative aspect of artificial intelligence and specifically deepfake technologies. So I think there is some collaboration is happening on how to prevent it. So I think more to come. So let's see.
You're right, but I recently came across a case where a UK-based company fell victim to a voice cloning scam. After like the fraud that they committed, they impersonated the CEO and convinced a financial officer to transfer nearly 250,000 to a fake account. What are you going to do then?
Yeah, that's exactly the kind of case I'm talking about, Ramesh. These scammers are using deep learning algorithms to analyze vast amount of data, images, videos, and even audios samples also, right? And they create incredible convincing deep fake videos or audios. They do that. So
Yeah,
this is
it's
very
very
challenging
scary,
time.
like to think about, like. But how are these scammers getting information? They need to create such, well, like, they need something to create these convincing fakes, right?
That's the thing, Pamesh. I mean, they are often using data that's publicly available. Our social media profiles, interviews, public appearances, all these can be used as a raw material for these scams. So, I mean, like we are talking here and we are posting our videos for our users, right? If someone want to use it for deepfake, they can do it very easily.
So, basically, our online presence is essentially providing the ammunition for these scammers. You're saying. So that's a like very sobering thought, I think. But it's not just individuals at risk, right?
Absolutely not. These scams are impacting various sectors. In the business world, we are seeing cases of corporate espionage where scammers impersonate executives to gain sensitive information. So that's
So,
how they use.
so if this is not regulated or countered effectively, Deepfake technology could lead to there's like a dystopian future, right? Where nothing can be trusted. Here are a few examples, like if we like think about which I can like I just few of them I like could to think about. First is like the erosion of trust. So as deepfake becomes more sophisticated, the line between real and fake will blur, right? Means public trust in digital communication, media, and even face-to-face interactions will degrade, leading to widespread skepticism for everyone. And then we talked about the manipulation of elections, like to sway the public opinion, and then the economic collapse due to fraud. As more and more like business and financial institutions fall victim to deepfake scams, confidence in digital transactions will erode. So, which is like the foundations of our technology right now, right? So that will like create a financial instability that we are not prepared for, and then there is the social chaos and misinformation that will also be like created, right? Like confusion, disorder, especially if like critical news events or so political actions like are distorted through deepfake technology. And then last but not the least that I can think of is the cybercrime explosion. Don't you think like with the rise of deepfake tools, it may become easier for anyone with access to technology to engage in blackmail, impersonification, and even other criminal activities? And imagine the healthcare sector isn't immune to that either, right? We are all like very in for a deep problem, if I may say so.
You're right, Ramesh. There have been cases of in healthcare segment patient fraud where scammers impersonate healthcare professionals to obtain personal health information, which we call PHI, right? So with the rise of this telemedicine, basically, the risk is growing more. Technology help us to better our life, plus technology is vulnerability also to our life.
This is
Those
quite
things.
alarming, Shailin. Like, is there any way to detect these deepfakes? Any telltale signs we can look out for that you may have studied and know about?
Well, Pramesh, see, while the technology is advanced, but it is not perfect. So we need to think about it. And in audio deepfakes, the voice might lack natural imperfections. So you can counter the your voice deepfake, basically audio deepfake. The tone or cadence might be slightly off. In video deepfakes, watch for unnatural eye movement or facial expression. Let's say if you are getting audio deepfake, right? So if you hear it thoroughly with carefully, then you will be able to catch it. And even your video deepfake also, if you watch it carefully, you will be able to catch it. And some tips are you need to use for eye movements. There will be unnatural eye movements in deepfake videos and facial expressions too. So basically, what happens, right? To protect yourself against deepfake scams, several preventive measures are crucial. Some of them we can discuss here. I can go through with these, like be skeptical or unusual. Be skeptical of any unusual request.
Hmm.
So verify any unexpected calls, video
That's very
messages,
important. Yeah.
or audio requests, if they involve sensitive information or financial transfers, right? Financial transaction. Even the voice or face seems familiar, it is better to double check through another medium. So, number one. Number two is limit sharing of personal data. So, minimize the sharing of personal photos, videos, and your voice clips on social media or public platforms. They can be used to train deep fake AI model. So nowadays people have the very tendency, right? I'm going to buy grocery, so there is a video for that or images for that, and you're uploading on social media platforms. So avoid that, those things. And maybe you can upload, but limit to your specific friend group, family group, right? And then third important point is adopt strong authentication measures, which I was saying, limit to your near and dear one. So use multi-factor authentication for your accounts, specifically those that rely on voice verification, and incorporate security measures like PINs or biometrics to add layer of protection. And the fourth is use anti-deepfake technology. So there are some anti-deepfake technologies available in the market. So companies are developing tools that can be used to detect deepfakes. So consider using such software to ensure authenticity in
That's a
videos and
good choice.
voice.
Yeah, that's a good
Voice
valid
calls.
suggestion. Yeah.
So, and the fifth one is, Pramesh, that will be my last one, is push for regulation and policy. So, in this, we need to advocate for stronger laws and policies that regulate the use of AI generated content, making it easier to detect and punish scammers who can deepfakes. So, these are the some preventive
That's
measures.
very helpful, Shalin. But I can't help wondering about the future. As this technology evolves, it will become even harder to detect these fakes, right? They'll become more expert in such technology. So as AI technology advances, we can expect deepfakes to become even more sophisticated. It's like we are in a technological arms race between deepfake creators and those trying to detect them. And I imagine there are legal challenges too.
Definitely, many jurisdictions lack specific legislation targeting the misuse of deepfake technology, leaving victims with limited resources. So those challenges we have in current judiciary system.
This all sounds very daunting, don't you think? What can individuals and organizations do to protect themselves?
So, I mean, it's a great question, Ramesh. First and foremost, I will say vigilance is the key, and always verify communication, specifically financial request or request for sensitive information. And the way we need to verify is we need to verify through independent channels. And organizations should implement the multi-factor authentication for such kind of communication or request. That is also going to help in future.
So that makes sense, but are there any other recommendations like that people can do?
So another way is regular training sessions can help employees to recognize the sign of deepfake content and voice scams. And for organizations, basically they need to partner with the tech companies who specialized in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Also can enhance the defenses against these emerging threats. This need to be a continuous learning process.
Yeah, that's excellent advice, Shalin. So it really drives home the point that in this digital age, knowledge and vigilance are our best defense. Like you said, verify. Like the example that we gave in the intro, where mom is calling to transfer funds. Like it was better to actually verify. They cut that call, give back a call to the son or mother, and say, "Did you really request for the funds?" So that way, I think verification is very important.
Yeah, couldn't agree more to it. Speaking of knowledge, I hope our viewers found this discussion more informative. And folks stay safe and stay informed is the best ammunition to be protected. Right?
Absolutely, and we did love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Have you ever encountered a suspected deepfake? And if so, like how did you handle it?
Just please share your experiences in the comment section of our video, and your insight could help others stay safe. Don't forget to check out our other videos on cybersecurity which we are planning to.
So that's all we have for today's Tech Samvad, folks. So until next time, stay tech savvy and keep on listening to Tech Samvad. Good evening and thank you very much for joining today.
Thank you.